I wanted to start out, this is something that, this is a meme that is so important and so straightforward. When this first was published, and my recollection is that it was published back in like 2006 or 7 or something like that, but the copy that I've got right now is from 2012. It was reposted over at Daily Kos. I had gone on the air and done several versions of this kind of a rant, basically Joe Republican wakes up and Joe Republican this and that and the other thing. And around the same time, John Gray had written the piece that I'm going to read to you. And his piece is just, far more eloquent than the piece that I did, and has gone pretty viral for quite a while. So this is like the straightforward thing, right? Joe gets up at 6 o'clock in the morning and fills his coffee pot with water to prepare his morning coffee. The water is clean and good because some tree-hugging liberal fought for minimum water quality standards. With his first swallow of coffee, he takes his daily medication. His medications are safe to take because some stupid commie liberal fought to ensure their safety and that they work as advertised. All but $10 of his medication are paid for by his employer's medical plan because some liberal union workers fought their employers for paid medical insurance. Now Joe gets it too. He prepares his morning breakfast, bacon and eggs. Joe's bacon is safe to eat because some girly man liberal fought for laws to regulate the meatpacking industry. In the morning shower, Joe reaches for his shampoo. His bottle is properly labeled with each ingredient and its amount in the total contents because some crybaby liberal fought for his right to know what he's putting in his body and how much it contained. Joe dresses, walks outside, and takes a deep breath. The air he breathes is clean because some environmentalist wacko liberal fought for laws to stop industries from polluting our air. He walks to the subway station for his government-subsidized ride to work. It saves him considerable money in parking and transportation fees because some fancy-pants liberal fought for affordable public transportation, which gives everyone the opportunity to be a contributor. Joe begins his workday. He has a good job with excellent pay, medical benefits, retirement, paid holidays, and vacation because some lazy liberal union members fought and died for these working standards. Joe's employer pays these standards. If Joe is hurt on the job or becomes unemployed, he'll get workers' compensation or unemployment because some stupid liberal didn't think he should lose his home because of his temporary misfortune. It's noon, and Joe needs to make a bank deposit so he can pay some bills. Joe's deposit is federally insured by the FSLIC because some godless liberal wanted to protect Joe's money from unscrupulous bankers who ruined the banking system during the Great Depression. Or before the Great Depression. Joe has to pay his Fannie Mae underwritten mortgage and his below-market federal student loan because some elitist liberal decided that Joe and the government would be better off if he was educated and earned more money over his lifetime. Joe gets home from work. He plans to visit his father this evening at the farm home in the country. Gets in his car for a drive. His car is among the safest in the world because some America-hating liberal fought for car safety standards. That would be Ralph Nader, by the way. He arrives at his boyhood home. His was the third generation to live in a house financed by the Farmers Home Administration because bankers didn't want to make rural loans. The house didn't even have electricity until some big government liberal stuck his nose where it didn't belong and demanded rural electrification. That would have been Franklin Roosevelt, if I recall. He's happy to see his father, who's now retired. His father lives on Social Security and a union pension because some wine-drinking, cheese-eating liberal made sure he could take care of himself so Joe wouldn't have to. Joe gets back in his car for the ride home, turns on the radio talk show. The radio host keeps mentioning that liberals are bad and conservatives are good. He doesn't mention that the beloved Republicans have fought against every protection and benefit Joe enjoys throughout his day. Joe agrees. He says, "We don't need those big government liberals ruining our lives. After all, I'm a self-made man who believes everyone should take care of themselves just like I have." Right. And that move is rolling along. A couple of examples of Trump and Pence and the Republicans and the so-called conservatives saying, hey, we don't need all these liberal protections of people. For example, this is from Market Watch, Jillian Berman writing for Market Watch. The headline, House Republicans seek to roll back state laws protecting student loan borrowers. That would be you. Tucked away on page 464 of a more than 500-page bill that aims to overhaul the higher education and student loan system is a provision that would prevent states from regulating student loan servicers and roll back rules already on the books in some states to monitor those companies. What's at stake? Whether the firms have to answer to state regulators looking to enforce consumer protections. This bill, released earlier this month by the Republican-led House Education Workforce Committee to reauthorize the Higher Education Act, basically is a preemption bill. It says, well, in fact, in the article, since 2015, states across the country have started creating their own consumer protection laws, including requirements that the companies, these are the companies that loan money to you or your kids to go to college, including requirements that the companies don't mislead borrowers. But once efforts to regulate servicers at the state level gained momentum, the companies began pushing back. The state laws would be effectively null and void if the House Republican bill becomes law. And that's an outcome the student loan industry would likely cheer, writes Jillian Berman. Consumer advocates say getting rid of these state laws could be a problem. The state enforcement, of course, they're much closer to the consumers. Here's another one. You know, the EPA, they're doing away with all these rules regulating chemicals. Consider perfluorooctanoic acid, PFOA. What is PFOA? It's the precursor to Teflon. It's the stuff used in nonstick cookware, food packaging, carpets, you know, hot paper cups, coffee cups, all this kind of stuff. We started gradually phasing this out in 2003 because we found that it was linked to low birth weight babies. It was eliminated 3 years ago, 2014, in the United States. And this from the New York Times, Nicholas Bakalar. PFOA blood levels peaked in 2007, 2008, and then declined consistently. PFOA was implicated in 5% of low-weight births in 2007-8, and 0.5% in 2013-14. Researchers estimate that 118,000 low-weight births could have been prevented from 2003 to 2014, resulting in $13 billion in savings, and not to mention a whole lot more healthy people. Meanwhile, the Trump administration wants to do away with state and federal laws that say that if you leave a tip in a restaurant, all or at least some of that money has to go to your waiter. If the Trump administration has its way, this from Christine Owens and Sharon Block over on Alternet. If the Trump administration has its way, the tip you leave your waiter or waitress could end up in the pocket of the restaurant owner instead of the person who served you. This week, Trump's Labor Department proposed rescinding an Obama-era rule that made the logical point that tips are the property of the servers and cannot be taken by the restaurant owner. The administration's proposal would allow restaurant owners to collect all of the tips left by patrons and do whatever they want with them. Restaurant owners could even keep all the tips for themselves without telling diners. Yep, this is deregulation.